Okay, guys, sorry about that. I hit the wrong button. Of course, I probably lost all you guys. I apologize. Man, it sucks. Dang it. I apologize. Just a utter disaster. Um, hopefully I can get a few of you over here. Let me. Oh, that's why. Oh man, brutal. Just brutal. Uh, let's see why the heck that happened. All right, guys, I'm sorry, dude. What a mess. What a mess. I had like 9 of y'all in there, man. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Ah, man, it's embarrassing. Dude, no, dude, it's my fault. Man, my bad. Yes, long time no see. Oh, okay. So take two, right? If you guys could see my all of my shirt, it's what do they say when you get egg on your shirt? Like so, yeah. Man alive. I was trying to move myself with my second camera out of the stream, and then I accidentally hit the end button. So that was all on me. That was all on me. For the sake of those who may come back and watch later, I'm going to go ahead and just start showing the books now. Oh man, frustrated, frustrated. This should be the last week of stream disasters. Of course, other than whatever's going to happen normally, because StreamYard, sometimes has some hiccups. Like I said, I should have the laptop back next week. That'll make it easier. My apologies, guys. My apologies. But for you guys, you Marvel guys, and you Spider-Man guys, for covers in my collection that I really, really, really like, I'm going to include Amazing Spider-Man. What is that? 346. My copy is beat up. This is why I wanted the other camera because of the glare. But I got spine ticks galore. Kyle, excellent, man. I was worried everybody was not going to be able to find me. So apologies, apologies. If chaos, if it can happen, it will happen. And it just did happen. So yeah, what's up, Super Russ 9000? How's it going, brother? So yeah, so first up, and I don't remember how many books I grabbed. Like I said, I was going to limit myself to 20, and then I kept seeing another book and another book. We're going to go with Amazing Spider-Man 346, great Venom cover, my favorite Venom cover of all time. I mean, just great. I tend to lean, and I think it was Manny that pointed out that I tend to lean towards the Larson Venom more so than the McFarlane Venom, and I really like the the venomous poison leaking off the teeth. Really, really like that. Here's another Marvel book. I'm gonna try not to knock out all my Marvel at the beginning, but this is one I wanted for a really, really long time. It's not there's not a whole lot of action, but this is strictly this is an awesome looking cover because I love the colors. This is Captain Atom number 14. This is one I picked up from. Oh man, I wish I could remember his name. This is a seller off of Instagram. Put this up for a price that I was shocked to see because normally I see it for more than I want. Yeah, definitely a Silver Age book. I don't own many Silver Age books, but it's beautiful. This is a 12-cent cover, so yeah, little oversized, than your moderns. But I love the contrast between the green and I don't want to say white because it's still got some of the green highlights, and then the red and yellow. That's Iron Man for me. Like if Iron Man looks like that in a book, like I think it's spectacular. I think that's the way he should look. That's standard right there. So yeah, Captain Marvel number 12. This is one you guys have seen if you watched my ladies only cover challenge. that Neil Collects put out. This is JSA Classified #1. Some Adam Hughes um, artwork there. You know, the AH. I'm sorry, I forget that I'm like that. Uh, Power Girl is one of my favorite characters. I really enjoyed when Jeff Johns was the writer of her, especially during the regular JSA title. This book, though, whenever I saw it, I knew I would have it in my collection. Um, Power Girl coming with her own chin rest there. As Adam Hughes is wont to do, he will make some healthy looking women, and Power Girl looking very healthy there. I like that cover so much that when they did the what is this, the second printing, was able to get the sketch cover on that one as well. So yeah, pretty cool to see kind of some of the differences on it. The plan for the feet, you see the cape flying, just the differences in the face. Pretty cool. Do enjoy that cover. Another one I really, really like, that's not supposed to be in here. Like I said, I'm not trying to show off too much Superman, and this will be the yes, nice pair of boots. Yes, I agree. I agree. Oh, did I say Captain Atom at first? I meant Captain Marvel. I'm sorry. Before I was going to sleep last night, I was trying to look up first appearance of Captain Atom, so he must be on the mind. I want the Captain Atom, not the Charlton Comics, however you pronounce it. Going brain fog right now. But I want his first appearance in his DC incarnation. I was looking that up yesterday. I said I was not going to put too many Superman books in, but this same thing. So whenever I think of comic covers and which ones that really, really draw my attention, a good battle, of course, is a definitely a plus. But colors, man, like the way the colors pop off of this cover. You've got Cyborg Superman and Superboy. Yes, it's probably my favorite all-time storyline, The Reign of the Supermen. But just the way the colors pop off that cover, I love it. I don't mind I don't mind words on the cover. I know that gets some people. I'm starting to prefer your trade dress books. I'm starting to not be the biggest fan of Virgin variants. I get it, but I can always buy the Virgin cover. I can buy an art print of that for cheaper than most of those versions cost. So I'm starting to dig the the trade dress versions, just your standard cover A. Like I'm starting to head back that way towards my collection. And that's because as I was flipping through books and putting things in order, like, the DC, the limited version, where it's got the information at the bottom. If I ever happen to show some of those books, you may see a white sticker on the top that has the number of the issue, strictly for putting things in order. It just it just became a hassle having to pull the book all the way up to see at the bottom. I know they may have changed some of that. I haven't bought a new DC book that has that information on it in a while, although I should be having some new DC books come in either at the end of this month or the beginning of next month. Lady Prime in the chat, you missed it. I had another disaster and accidentally canceled the whole stream. And luckily, most everybody came back this way, so I appreciate it. Yeah, those Reign of Superman covers, they're fantastic. I love the I don't know, man. I get a nostalgia kick because I'm similar to you. That is the first storyline where I collected and I was there from the beginning. I know you necessarily weren't there from the beginning because their first one is the Action Comics with the Last Son of Krypton and Guy Gardner on it, but you're like real close to the beginning right there. And I believe you went back and you had those issues relatively quickly. But that is the first story where I was consistently buying comics day in, day out. I mean, week in, week out. Next up is going to be the Avengers of Superman 505. This is a cover that has slowly won me over. If you guys remember, this was also released with the silver foil with the fireworks blowing in the background, exploding in the background. the shiny cover, 90s shininess. But when I got this recently, I was comparing the two. Well, and so when you did your haul video, it was a lot of 90s books from that same time period. And so were you buying stuff that you didn't get to buy back in the day? Because that haul, like, man, I loved it. I thought it was a great haul. But yeah, the regular version has kind of won me over with no gimmicks necessary. Just a good, fantastic looking Superman. I believe that's Grummett and Hazelwood that did that cover because he's got the G and the H over here. So yeah, it's fantastic looking Superman. That is not a mullet. I will stand clear on that. That is not a mullet. That is long hair. Going back to Superman, this is Superman 178. I do not mind Ed McGinn. Yeah, got you. Those are fantastic books. I love that haul, man. Lady Prime saying hello. Lady Prime, I'm assuming you're at lunch. Superman 178. I love Ed McGuinness's over-exaggerated style, his cartoony style. I do not mind this style. No, for some, it's too childish, too kiddish. But I love it. It's fantastic. Once again, what I like on my covers is fun. And then plus you've got an iconic image, Superman with the eagle, American flag in the background. It works. It works very well. Like I said, fun. Cover pops. Love it. And as I was saying, the Superman with the eagle, this is Adventures of Superman 424. This is the first issue of Adventures of Superman. The numbering carries over from the Superman Volume 1 title, Superman that started back in 39. So they rebooted Superman, did Volume 2, number 1, but the numbering carried on with the Adventures of Superman. The Adventures of Superman name probably honoring the radio show back in the day. A great issue. Marv Wolfman on the writing duties, Jerry Ordway in the art. It was a fantastic cover, beautiful cover. And what I always found was cool is the Adventures of Superman 499 with the Reign of the Superman. I think it's part 5. The statue, reminiscent, the gold statue of Superman at his memorial, reminiscent of this image, Superman with the eagle on his arm. So yeah, great cover. For you Marvel lovers, I have Fantastic Four number 243. Great battle cover. Hello, my beautiful homies. Busy filming at the moment, but just dropping by to say hello. Well, stop filming and watch. No, I'm kidding, Durs. Good luck with your filming, man. Have a fantastic day. I appreciate you stopping in and showing the love. Super Russ 9000, about to eat. I'll have to catch the rest on playback. Have a great day. I appreciate it, Super Russ. Thanks. So Fantastic Four, 243, battle cover. Love that. I don't mind that there's no background. In fact, I'm starting to notice that I love the books where the background is just a solid cover. I dig it. I have seen somebody with a statue of this image. So fantastic. Have yet to read this issue, and I believe this is during Burns' run. So I would like to go back and read his work there with the Fantastic Four. Oh man, Funk Comics is in the chat. Man, what's up, brother? Appreciate you being here, man. Just kind of showing off some of the favorite covers in my collection. Last week, one of the homies, comic homies, Philtastic Comics and Art, sent a message asking me what my favorite cover was. Kind of in the middle of a random stream, and it kind of stopped me in my tracks, and I had to think about it. I went with I went with Superman 79 at the time as my favorite cover. Just the same thing. Look at that plain white background with a great image. Just very, very iconic image for me. Probably my first favorite cover that I had personally in the collection. So this is just showing off covers in my collection that I would consider some of my all-time favorites. Another Marvel book, which I don't own much Marvel, but I've noticed that a lot of the Marvel books I do own, not necessarily cover buys, but very iconic covers. This is going to be Daredevil 184, the fantastic yellow No More Mr. Nice Guy cover. Dude, you have no idea. It really, really is. It really is. And so that's why I just picked, like, I was going to limit myself to 20, and then I wound up with a full stack. But just so awesome. Love this cover. This I bought. Yeah, I agree. But well, Bor, I agree. This I bought to make a display piece on the wall. So I'm glad I found it in the collection. I mean, I'm glad I found it today, right before I was digging for the live stream, because I got to set this aside. We got to get this framed and put this up in the living room. So yeah, love that cover. Going back to Ed McGuinness art. So like I said, not everybody's favorite taste, but I don't mind the cartoony style. Like I said, it's fun. This cover on the black background pops to me with the white crypto. What's up, bottom tier? Nah, man, don't worry about it. If you would have shown up on time, you would have got kicked off the first stream. I accidentally I had tried to bring in a second camera, and instead of kicking that camera out of the studio when I had the feedback, I accidentally shut down the live stream. So I did a dummy move. What's up, David? Comics and Wrestling. Get off my lawn. Dude, I'm becoming that old man. I'm telling you. I am telling you. Yeah, the first part got cut off. I did a very, very terrible a mistake there. Yes, Dirty Harry-esque. I agree. I dig it, dude. So yeah, going back to this, I was never a fan of crypto. In fact, I thought most of that stuff was silly, that there were super pets, very, very Silver Ages. I'm full old man about music. I found it all silly. Just I thought it was why DC wasn't as good as Marvel. And then over time, like, this is a Jeff Loeb written book. Really enjoyed this issue. This issue sold me on crypto. And so, like, I'm a pro crypto guy. Got to watch the Super Pets movie with The Rock and The Rock voicing crypto, the Super Pup. Ollie really enjoyed it. Really, really cool moment for us to be able to bond. But Ollie loves it because of the hamsters, and there's like one that's like a Hulk hamster, basically. So, yeah, just a real cool thing for us to do. I put this on my community tab for Phil. This is another Ed McGuinness Superman Superman cover. This is Superman 166. I really just love the colors on it. The colors pop. And of course, Phil-tastic commented, "What did Superman eat to have that kind of explosive gas?" So I had to comment back to Phil that the man's planet just blew up. But let's keep the super pets for the kids. They're fun, but keep them out of my canon lore. Dude, you know that you enjoyed that Green Lantern issue where Lobo shows up with his dog and Atrocitus has a Dexstar. That was a cool battle. I know you love that book. There is another version of that cover. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Like I said, I kind of did a card shuffle on it. There's a shiny foil version of that cover, which I've had in the collection forever. It took me about 10 years to get the regular cover. It sold for more on eBay, but I was able to finally find a haul where it was like 5 issues for, no, I think it was 6 issues for the same price of one of these on most listings. So very happy just to find the regular direct edition versus the shiny one. The shiny one's cool too, but the colors pop it on this. I love that green. Oh yes, I knew you did. Because that issue is fantastic and it works. So oh, Naman's here. Fantastic. What's up, Naman? Crypto beans. So man alive. Yeah, sorry about that. Just pretend it's no, I can't think of his name. Famous Kansas City Chief, laying out the quarterback. What was it, 9 sacks in one game? Why can't I not think of his name? This is gonna bother me. Anyways, continuing on with the list. So another thing I found out recently, or I've been a fan of it recently. I've been a fan of it for a while, but I've recently made some purchases with them. I'm really love the era of the floating heads. Love the era of the floating heads. What's up, Fedez? Good to see you here. Derek Thomas, yes, man alive. Going back to going out to bottom tier collectors, I love Lobo's dog. I just got bodied. Just pretend that I'm Derek Thomas and take that hit. Who was it against the Seahawks that day? Just absolutely murdering the quarterbacks of the Seahawks. All right, Kyle, have a great one, and I will try to catch. I hope if you're streaming this week, once again, catch the replay. But appreciate that. Appreciate you being here on both streams, Kyle. These covers remind me of the Marvel 25th anniversary series of cover. Yeah, and I have one of those in the collection. I have a spectacular Spider-Man, so I am a fan of those. But I have become a fan of the floating heads, so I just something about it. And then 80s art. This is like 1982. Maybe not, great cover overall, but I'm becoming a big fan of this era of covers. It just I feel like that's beautiful, like comic art. There's something like a vintage look to it. I love it. Great battle scene here. I'm Brody Coyle in the 2002-2003 Iron Bowl, getting sacked 9 times. So when I went to Ollie's the other day, they had a Alabama 2020 national champion. I think it was hard. It's like in a case and you slip it out like a slip case. Kyle, you're the man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Everybody telling everybody hello. Fantastic. I showed this one off, this flash cover. This is Flash 211. Michael Turner goodness here. Showed this off in my top 10 flash covers. Just a great image of the Flash. Simple, almost a simple cover. I say simple, of course. Get me to try to draw this and it won't happen, but it's a beautiful, beautiful flash cover. Very super heroic, if you will. Same thing with Flash 207. You got a superhero pose going on. And I think flash covers, what draws me to flash covers is he's one of those characters that he has a lot of fun covers with his skill set, his powers. He's got the lightning, the bright red. Very, very easy to make some great flash covers. Can't believe they have Alabama championship merch in Texas. We're a reminder of how close they once were. Yes, well, it's Ollie's, so they bought somebody's stuff they couldn't sell. Everybody's tired of the Alabama train. Oh, thank you. Which one? Let's go. I've got 211, 207. So, yeah, I think they're both fantastic. Also, on my flash cover list, this is Flash 323. Black background. Flash versus Reverse Flash. I love that. Apparently, this is a very, very hard book to find in a very high grade. If you go on eBay and try to look for one of these graded, maybe a 9.6 is the highest I've seen, and they want a boatload of money. I'm not a slab guy. I own 2 slabs. They were just bought when a book was brand new. One of those books where you're like, oh, you can order this and get a 9.8 of it. I did that with 2 books. I'm not necessarily a slab guy, but I am being converted. I won't lie. I have been looking up slabs more and more lately. So yeah. What up, everyone? What up, Prime Melodope in the chat? What's up, brother? Good to see you. What's the difference between zoom and reverse flash? I get confused. Okay, so the first reverse flash, technically his name is Professor Zoom. This is Eobard Tharn. Zoom will be the second version of the reverse flash. Zoom is Hunter Zolomon. He does not go by reverse flash. He does not go by Professor Zoom. I'm sorry. He's reverse flash, goes by Hunter Zolomon. You can tell the difference with his eyes. They kind of have the lenses in his eyes, his eyepieces. Basically, reverse flash / Professor Zoom is Barry's reverse flash, whereas Zoom Hunter Zolomon is Wally West's reverse flash. As if that's a simple way to do that. This is a Hawkman 23 cover. This is probably the most recent book in the stack. Just an interesting cover, black and white. So I can even go with your kind of grizzled looks, a little edgier piece. Like I don't mind a black and white cover. Uh, this is the Monday Hangout on a Tuesday. I had that titled on the original video, and then I accidentally cut that stream off. So this is actually the second. This is actually the second stream I'm doing today. I royally screwed it up. I don't have a laptop, and so I was trying to run a second camera, and it was a mess. A lot of feedback, and I accidentally unplugged my ear headphones because I was trying to delay the sound. Just a mess, chaos. So yeah. Roll Tide 22. Whoa. 22 the other day answered the question correctly. Roll Tide or War Eagle. Did you put that question in the chat when he was on, was it Between the Lines? And he said War Eagle. So fantastic. But yeah, so black and white covers. Someone asked if I had black and white covers in the collection. I don't remember who, but there you go. Got a black and white cover. So yeah, I don't mind. Like I said, I like the colors that pop, but I don't mind a cool black and white image. Hey man, I appreciate you being here, man. Don't worry about that lunch break. And if you missed anybody's naming, I would hope everybody's mature enough to know that it's not on purpose, because I have missed some names before in the chat too. This was kind of an honorable mention on my Flash video. This is Flash 324. This follows the black cover. Oh, Roll Tide, you guys, man. And then me and Bottom Tier had a long discussion on Instagram one day about how Roll Tide is its own language, how it has multiple meanings. This was also on the Flash cover, top 10 covers. I love me a shiny cover. This is Flash 80. So beautiful cover there. Give me that 90s goodness. Also, you guys want to see my favorite all-time Batman cover? It is Detective Comics 675. Same thing. Shiny goodness, 90s goodness. My all-time favorite Batman cover right there. So yeah. Something about the Nightfall Batman, something majestic about this image. Once again, colors pop. You got the flame background, colors popping on it. So I love something that does that, you know. Oh, I thought you were calling foul because I was praising 22 with the War Eagle. Asbats, yes, love me some Asbats. My favorite Joker cover is going to be Wonder Woman 205. Kind of a painted cover. Oops. So yeah, I favorite Joker cover right here. I say that, and then I would go through my collection and probably find another Joker cover, but I do enjoy this one. Take on Wonder Woman with the bracelets. So yeah. I am all up. I am all about the rivalry banter. So please continue, guys. Used to draw that Batman all the time, dude. That's awesome. Yeah, man. Something about those books that we get when we're at that certain age, they're just hard to read a book when we're watching games. Yes, I love me some shiny books, man. I love me some shiny books. The Comic Vet, what up, man? Well, man, what's up, dude? Good to see you here. And I'm just doing a Monday hangout on a Tuesday, just showing off some of my favorite covers because Philtastic Comics and Art asked last week what my favorite covers, what my favorite all-time cover was, and I just drew a blank, stopped dead in my tracks. For convenience sake, I pointed out that my favorite cover of all time was probably Superman 79, the cyborg Superman with the flag in the background. I don't think I was wrong in saying that because this is probably my first favorite cover as a collector, anyways. And and so, you know, and whenever I went through the collection, or I told myself I was going to go through the collection and pull my favorite covers, and it had to be a cover I own, because if it's a favorite cover, you either have made an attempt to own it or you've at least owned it at one point in your collection. Maybe you sold it off. But that was my criteria. Favorite covers that were actually in my collection. Roscoe in the chat, hoping everyone is having a fabulous day. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. You said wonderful day, but I said fabulous. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to put that word in your mouth. But yes, having a great day. Oh, thank you, man. hit that about 2 Saturdays ago. And shout out to Manny, the Hobgoblin Collector. Well, shout out to everybody who's a sub, man. Like, fantastic. When I started, all I started on YouTube was making a response to Super Russ 9000's top 10 Superman covers. And me and Russ have been talking for months. And I, just friend, like our love of Superman. But at some point I started asking him questions about doing YouTube and kind of tools he utilized and things like that. And when he put that video out, because I believe that was a cover challenge he started himself. And when he did that, I knew I had to respond. So I will always praise Super Russ 9000 for helping somebody out when he didn't have to. But the fact that I did hit 300, and I know you weren't the only one to point that out. I believe, yes, Comic Vet pointed that out as well. I appreciate that. I appreciate hitting 300. It's fantastic. I didn't think I'd ever have more than 10. And it was right away. Russ shouted me out. I want to say the Comic Collector shouted me out. Neil Collect shouted me out. And I was up to about 30 in no time. Blew me away. The fact that I'm at 300. And sometimes I get a little discouraged because I see other guys growing faster. It's not a jealousy where why do they grow when I don't? It's a, man, I want to be where they're at. So I've got to use it as a motivational tool, right? To get me where I want to go. But then I come back down to earth and I'm like, well, you didn't think you'd even have that many subscribers. So fantastic. But shout out to Manny, the Hobgoblin Collector. I was stuck on 299, 298 for the longest time, got to 299 for about a week or two. And I just happened to mention it in the chat because someone else had pointed it out. And he used his teacher account to push me to 300. So I hit 300 on a live stream. It's fantastic. 201 handicap match in the chat right now. Here's a chair shot, David. I feel like every time David puts me wrestling for the title in the DCW championship, it's always a multi-man match. And I always feel like it's really a handicap match. Everybody's ganging up on the champ. I duck the chair shot, hits the ref bump. Everyone can have a fabulous day too if they want. Yes, fantastic. 3 good nerds in the chat. Fantastic. Fanboy playing favorites over here again. Oh man. You guys are out pacing me. It's fantastic. Thank you. Appreciate it. And like I said, normally I have the laptop. I'm able to pull out the comments because I'm a very comment friendly live stream. The chat is everything. And so if I don't ever show another favorite cover today, and it's fine because if you guys take it there, that's where it needs to go. Man, I got like 30, 40 subs in the last 3 months, and I'm like, who cares this much? Hey, man, those are deserved subs, man. Bottom tier collector, you are my favorite wrestling channel. And so you're my favorite wrestling content channel. So, man. Oh, man, that's great, dude. Fantastic. I appreciate that. Make sure you all fanboy the heck out of that like button. So, like, early on, I was like, man, I need a tagline. I need a tagline. And I came up with one so awesome that I've never wanted to use it because I knew how cheesy it was. It was like, if you must fanboy prime. So this is a cover that the second I saw it on Instagram, and that's another thing. Like, my collection took totally different turns. I haven't posted anything wrestling in like 3 or 4 videos. Well, that just means you're being lazy, and get on it. So no, I'm kidding. I do have to catch up on some of your videos. If you've been wondering why I haven't chatted or posted a comment, it's just been crazy at work. So sometimes I'll listen into your stuff, but I don't really. I shouldn't be listening. Like, I can get in trouble for that, but I just hadn't had time to comment. That sounds vulgar, Roscoe. Yes. But this is a cover. The second I saw it on Instagram, I knew I had to have it in the collection. This is Marvel 2-in-1 Annual number 2. Floating Heads again. Love it. It's that era of books that I'm becoming in love with, that kind of art. If I'm not mistaken, does Thanos die in this one, or is it the Avengers Annual that he dies? But beautiful. And I am a fan of orange. Orange and blue Thanos, like, oh man, beautiful cover. So, and I know sometimes people say there's a lot going on here and here. I love it. Either slabs or buying more books from this era is where the collection will be heading. I fully believe. But I am a comic reader more than a comic cover buyer, although I haven't done much reading this year. So I've got to make sure what's inside is just as good as what's on the outside. This is a book I probably overpaid for, and until recently, it was the most I ever paid on a book. It's beat up. It's probably got some mold on it. This is Silver Surfer #4, popping colors, popping colors. So what was my criteria earlier that I said I normally like? A battle on the cover and colors that pop on a cover. So this cover, just another fun cover, Silver Surfer #4. Uh, a book I would definitely like to get in a higher grade one day, but I'm a buyer on a budget, so yeah, this is a legit book. So this is probably like if anyone questions my like my comic collecting, I just whip this out and I'm like, oh, here you go. This is like one of those legit books. So oh yeah, that's Lady Prime. Lady Prime was a subscriber to one of the wrestling crates. I think it was Pro Wrestling Tees one. Eh, Yes, I agree. I agree. What a book. Bookworm. I will take that in any grade. Yeah, it is one of those books that you'll take in any grade. Like, and then so I'm starting to get into wanting to get older Superman books, uh, Bookworm, because you're kind of doing a lot of the Superman history and whatnot. I don't necessarily need like stuff that's dealing with his origin, but just I want to add some older Superman books. Like it's almost a challenge to myself. What's the oldest Superman book I can own? And I think right now Superman 200 might be the oldest Superman book I own. That's one of my favorite Thor covers. The MCU made me a Thor mark with a Thor collection. I agree. Yeah. So going back to the Road Warriors poster, Lady Prime was getting it was some kind of wrestle crate from Pro Wrestling Tees where she would get like 3 shirts. That's where a lot of her wrestling shirt collection, which I've done done 2 videos on that, and we need to film 3 and 4. And it would come with an autographed picture of someone, and a lot of times posters, kind of random gears. You know how the loot things go. I think Godfather came with a whistle for the whole train, like a train whistle. Um, I think there was it wasn't a rolling car, but it was a car for Sparkplug Holly, for Bob Holly. So yeah, and then the posters. Actually, if you see anything you see on the wall, is Lady Prime's doing. So she is very into kind of your horror comics, art like that. So that is how our living room is decorated. And so I'm a big fan of Lady Prime decorating the house like that. I want to get into Wesley Dodds Sandman, the old Silver and maybe Golden Age stuff, and that's cool. That's cool. Good luck with that. That's a whole nother step in collecting. Being able to buy some of those books that are a little pricier. Going back to my criteria of fighting on a cover and a fun cover with colors that pop. This is Hulk 250. You've got a Silver Surfer versus Hulk battle. I'm fortunate enough to own 2 books of these in the collection. So one displays in one of these displays in Ollie's room, and then one is in mine. So yeah. I have watched a few episodes of The Hunt, but a lot of times it's while I'm driving, so I'm kind of in and out. So I kind of know what goes on, but don't know fully what goes on. But I know someone will whip out another book, and it's like, oh, you get to hear everybody going crazy for that. So yeah, I need to look into that. Golden Age Western is overlooked in my opinion, and you got a Golden Age Western, right? Didn't you get one recently in one of your videos? That's fantastic that you picked Dude Love. Did you get a signed Dude Love, or did you pick Dude Love? That Hulk is a key, I believe. If it's not a key, it's a fantastic cover, and that's what drives its value. The poster is really fun in that frame. The LOD poster. So that was originally some I don't know, when we moved in, my stepsister had left some stuff in this place, and it was very, very girly. And Lady Prime just popped that out and decided that the Legion of Doom belonged there instead. So, another book I have set aside for Manny. This is Aquaman number 40. This is Josh Middleton. I'm a fan of Josh Middleton's art, or Joshua Middleton, however he goes by. I really enjoyed this cover. This is one that I probably should have bought slabbed if I was going to buy, because I bought another Aquaman one, but it's not a favorite cover. I like this cover more. So there you go. You pick whoever you want as long as nobody else is that persona. That's fantastic. So you pick Dude Love on your own. That's great. I love that, dude. A great pick. So I was at the Raw when Dude Love made his first appearance, and during the tag, it was a tag team match. Stone Cold was taking on Bulldog and Owen Hart. And then on the Titantron, you see someone's tapping his feet. We couldn't figure out who it was. And then out comes that goof, Mick Foley in his Dude Love attire. Yep, I'm the Golden Age. Got a few more I'll show sometime this month. Fantastic. I just saw that Aquaman. I just saw that Aquaman cover on someone's thumbnail today. Pretty nice cover. The color palette is different. Yeah, I like it. So the Aquaman cover I got in a slab that, once again, it was just buying it because it was an opportunity to buy a slab. Was the one where Mara's sitting on the throne. It's kind of like one of those photorealistic paintings. It's not a favorite cover. I would have much preferred this one. I actually had the opportunity to get this next Aquaman book in a slab, and I should have done it. This is Aquaman 26. So I showed this one off in the ladies only cover challenge. This is Aquaman 26, the Middleton variant with Dolphin on the cover. This is probably my favorite cover of any of the covers that have the Rebirth logo at the top. I absolutely love this. I'm fortunate enough to own 3 of these books. I'm always on the hunt for these. This is like, some people always have X-Force #1. They got like 30 copies of it. This is the book that I will buy multiples of anytime I see it. I had the opportunity. Yeah, her name is Dolphin. Yes. So if you can get Dolphin's first appearance, it's a showcase 63. I'm not sure. Green cover with Dolphin on the cover. That is one of the higher value first appearances during that time frame, and it is one that I want to get eventually. But I had an opportunity to get this book on eBay, and I fell asleep, and someone got it for like $2 or $3 shipped, and I was upset because any other one was like $10, and I'm like, I want, those are books that I want to find on the hunt, but if I find it that cheap on eBay, I'll snatch it. Yep, her name is Dolphin. Key Collector says several cameos in that Hulk book, one being Sabra, who is supposed to be in the next Cap movie. Oh, okay. Her first appearance is reasonably affordable, I think. Okay, well, I got to check it out. Manny the Hobgoblin Collector in the chat. Manny, these are not in my favorite covers list, but I did, as I was digging for my favorite covers, I pulled out Spectacular Spider-Man 162. So cool Hobgoblin cover there. You could add it to my favorite covers because this is definitely a cool cover. It fits the criteria, almost a battle cover. Colors that pop on a background. But I also pulled out 163, another Hobgoblin and Carrion story, which I think we talked about this in one of the live streams that I had this. 161, cool cover with Spider-Man, Puma, and Hobgoblin. And then I also had Spectacular Spider-Man number 130, which also has the Hobgoblin on it. And I believe this is this the Hobgoblin with the poor origin? You said it wasn't very good. I'm not sure. I think so. But yeah. So Manny, I pulled those out of the collection for in honor of you. Yeah, I figured you'd like those. Fanboy, you've been tagged in a video, by the way. Better get on that. We want to see some more cool books. Oh, who you tagged me? I gotta go look that up. I hadn't noticed the tag. That reminds me. I challenge you, Fanboy Prime, in my latest video. Unless you want to do a formal top 5, I'll count this. Oh no, I'll do a formal top 5. I will do a formal top 5. Oops, yeah, I did that one. All right, guys. I apologize on the tags. My notifications are really weird right now. I'm getting notifications like someone who had left a comment 2 weeks ago. So I'm not sure what's going on. But if you guys tag me, um, let me maybe send me the video. Yeah, yeah. Don't let me out so easy. I'll do a straight up video dedicated to it. But maybe send me the video on Instagram just to make sure I see it. I apologize. Uh, like I said, the notifications are going weird, and I don't know if you guys can see the tired on my face. Maybe you see the second cold sore that's been added to my mouth because I can't get enough sleep. Go through insomnia during the work week, but if it's a day off, I'll sleep 10 hours and then wake up 14 minutes before my live stream. So I know it's straight up stress related. Uh, oh, okay. I tagged you in my description, but said it on the video. Not sure if tagging that way notifies you. It should notify you if it's in the description. It should. But once again, should and does it, I don't know. Okay, you were talking about bottom tier's video. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. I'll have to check that out. Like I said, bottom tier, I'm behind on watching videos as well. Spectacular is an odd book. It's not part of continuity, but it's most likely the Ned Leeds Hobgoblin. Wow, I didn't know it wasn't part of continuity. So is it only part not of continuity when it crosses over with other Spider-Man titles? I did not know that. It's cool. Here's a newer Superman book, the John Boy. There we go. I like this one. Just a fun cover, popping colors. A lot of blue, a lot of blue. Ollie's favorite color is blue. We painted his room blue and red because I wanted him to have Superman colors or Spider-Man colors. He became more of a Spider-Man guy just because of the villains. He's a big fan of Rhino and Venom and Carnage and the like. So a book that I own maybe 9 copies of. So this is the book I own the most of. Is Superman 4. I'm sorry, Adventures of Superman 497. Yes, with the 12 pack, and that's how it ought to be. Adventures of Superman 497 cover battle, love it. Once again, I don't mind that there's not a background. Just sell me the book. I picked this version for my top covers. This is the second printing because the trade dress colors. I like that green and purple. Really like that. But a Superman Doomsday battle cover. So that's Superman bodying Doomsday, kind of how I bodied bottom tier in the chat earlier. And so it's easy to get behind on my videos. I jabber for an hour a piece on wrestling. Dude, I love that though, like, because you're not I don't know, although I get what you're saying because I always feel like I ramble on too much in my videos, but I like that you're not afraid of that and you put it out and you're fully content with those who are going to watch you are going to watch you and those who don't. And I don't know, man. Bottom tier, I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate you in the community, and I'm thankful for our friendship, dude. Like you were one of the ones that I definitely interact with a whole lot more, especially on Instagram. Well, Instagram is where we interact. Manny, when are we going to get you on Between the Lines, bro? Yes, man, that would be great. I love seeing Manny's art. That's a weird negative space cover. Pretty cool. Yeah, and that's kind of why I dig it. Oh yeah, Doomsday is definitely one of my favorites as well. Yeah, that's the allure of Batman and Spider-Man, the villains. I walked straight into that choke slam. You're rambling now. Just kidding. I love it. 22 Comics, his podcast, Comically Comics. Is that what it is? I've been listening to a few of those episodes, and they're fantastic. 22, you have like a voice made for YouTube and for podcasting. Like that's one thing I noticed. You're unlike me. Like I do uhs and likes and I can't stand it. But man, you flow very, very well, 22. So man, alive. You I don't know if the podcast kind of runs through you. I'm not necessarily a moderator role, but like you, hey, what'd you think? What'd you like? You're very, very good. That is a great podcast. I definitely enjoy it. So shout out to 22 and that podcast. Comically Comics, I believe. You go ahead and put the correct title if I butcher that. Spectacular 130 is the only book ever that is out of continuity. Oh, that's weird. Okay, I see what you're saying. That is weird. I got to go into work. Be good, everybody. Bottom tier collector, we need you on a live stream at some point. And like I said, feel free to hit me up early in the morning one of these days so we can try to see if we can figure out how to get it to work. so so one of my videos I did, it's the why it's in my collection, the Man of Steel #1. And I kind of just talked about it, went through some of my favorite points, why that book meant so much to me, and why it means so much to Superman because of his parents, and his parents are alive in this post-crisis continuity. And I was like, man, that was a great video. That's an easy video to do. Just put the camera at the book, go through it. And so then I went to go edit it. I knew there was one or two things I needed to take out, but I had to edit that thing down so much because there were so many like, and there's still some in there, but if you watch it, I kind of sound coherent. I'm pretty amateur with drawing, Roscoe. I don't even use a sketchbook. Manny, knock it off, dude. Your stuff is fantastic. And yeah, man, you would do great on there, brother. Like I would enjoy it. I would enjoy watching that. I enjoyed watching 22 on there last week. Kind of hitting the last 10 books that I'm going to show today. Thank you, Troy. Yeah, that's Lady Prime's poster. Lady Prime is probably a bigger fan of wrestling than I am. I don't want to say I'm not a fan of wrestling, but I'm kind of the same way with comics I am with wrestling. Give me the older stuff. And so I like to go back and watch some of the older stuff, relive it, and then some of the older stuff I didn't experience. Like a lot of the WCW stuff. I grew up a WWF guy, so. Is Manny going to do a 411, Brian? Oh, Brian, I need to get back with you on that. Let me talk to Lady Prime. With her schedule now, Saturdays are only day to do stuff together. If I can sleep on Friday during the day while she's at work and Ollie's at school, maybe Friday night. But we'll connect, Brian. I'll get back with you for the 411. Action Comics 692. This is not officially a part of the Reign of the Superman, but this is when I think this issue explains where Clark was the whole time while he was dead. So I've always enjoyed this cover, like amazing detail. And of course, it's a rip open the shirt Superman cover. So fantastic. Shout out to Brian LCS with the 411. This is Brian's 411 is how I've come across and met most of the community members. Of course, run into everybody and saying hello in the live chats and stuff like that. But I like the 411 because you're actually interacting with someone. You kind of get their thoughts on those questions, and it's a really cool way to meet someone and to kind of figure out who someone is. Well, how do you explain how Clark came back from the dead? So what it was is he was buried in a building because of all the massive destruction from Doomsday. And at the time, the Superwoman or Supergirl was a shapeshifter. It wasn't the Kryptonian Supergirl. There's a different origin for her. I believe she's Matrix. And so Superman digs Clark Kent out of a building. And you've explained how Clark Kent came about. Neil collects his 5 questions. If you guys have not seen 5 questions, his 10 random questions, he's on round 5 now. That's another interesting little VR challenge. I like that because you get to see various, and I'm not gonna say collectors, even though some of them are collectors, but various members of the the YouTube community, when they answer these random questions, is another way to get to know people. So Brian's 411 and Neil collects random questions. Those are 2 of my favorite things to watch, just to get to know people. Yeah, there you go. Old Clark went on a bender. That is another way. The Batman cover is still the best. So he wouldn't. So wouldn't he be 50 random questions? It is 50 random questions now. Although I don't think they're so random anymore. Let me show you guys my real favorite Batman cover. It's a black and white. This is Detective Comics 745. Very, very simple piece, but I really, really, really enjoy this cover. There is a DC art book, and it's dedicated to the covers, and so you can get oversized prints of the artwork for the comic. This cover's in there, so I know I stumbled onto something. But this is my favorite Batman cover. Black and white, very simple. I mean, Batman's just basically a silhouette, with his jaw protruding out of his mask. But I am a huge fan of this cover. Detective Comics 745. This is when Greg Rucka was writing Detective, and I enjoyed a whole lot of the Detective covers during Rucka's run and Rucka on Batman. Greg Rucka is one of my favorite writers. I enjoy his Wonder Woman work. I enjoy his Superman work. His Ruin storyline is fantastic. Incredible Hulk 377, similar situation. Whereas the colors don't pop, it's but the imagery here, you got the solid cover, the bright background, and Hulk. So what is this? First Professor Hulk. So yeah, this is one of the books on Ollie's wall. Book I recently picked up last year, World's Finest 283. Huge fan of the idea of composite Superman. I love this cover. And also its follow-up, World's Finest 284. Battle cover. Composite Superman battling Superman and the Superman, Batman, and the Legion. So really cool. Plus, Batman's in the grip of composite Superman, basically getting squished to death. So anytime Batman's taking a beating, I'm a fan of. This should be no surprise. Justice League 69, Justice League America. Similar situation, a battle cover, colors popping. Blue Beetle taking a shot there. Love this cover. This, I guess, even more so than Superman 79, I guess you could say this was one of my first favorite. This was my first favorite cover, because this is technically the first Superman-related book I bought. I had heard that Superman was going to die. It's just kind of really getting into comics just right at the time. It's like it all came together at the right time. The guy hating on Batman, the Mickey Mouse of DC Comics. But yes, love this cover. Same thing, dude. There's no background. Like I don't mind that in the covers, and I've heard some people, that's one of their issues, but I don't get it. Like it makes for fantastic. It's a fantastic cover. It's a fantastic cover. I think sometimes people look and critique things for reasons not to like something versus just appreciating it for what it was. The Superman Forever #1. This is 1998, triangle number 21. Alex Ross, goodness there. Again, a cover of Superman, the ripping the shirt. Love it. Beautiful. And the last book that I set aside is Superman 101. I'm sorry, Superman the Man of Steel 101. Death by Kryptonite. Just an interesting cover. Appreciate that, Hawaiian 5-0. Hope you have a great day too. Thank you. 14th like, man, that's pretty good, man. I appreciate that. I don't even have 14 people in real life that like me that much. So thank you guys. But yeah, just an interesting cover. Superman with the bright green, Death by Kryptonite. So yeah. Well, that goes through that list. It was only supposed to be 20 books, and probably about 40 there. So yes, Alex Ross. Those, and Melodope showed off in a short recently. He picked up a bunch of, what are those, the timeless variants? Those, Alex, man. Even if you don't necessarily like a character, Alex Ross doing those just makes you appreciate that character. It's so beautiful. Roscoe, that is not what I meant. I apologize. I apologize. That's not what I meant. I just meant in my everyday, in my what do we call it? Because we're all superheroes when we're here on YouTube. We're our personalities. You know, Geek Out with Roscoe, that's your superhero personality. Brian LCS is superhero personality. Neil collects 22 comics. That's when we're our superhero personality. What I meant is in my civilian life, you know, my Clark Kent life. Uh, I don't have that many people that like me. But not to insinuate that you're not real. I apologize, Roscoe. Biggie Shack, what's up, man? Good to see you in the chat. I hope you enjoyed those books. I know I don't offer necessarily the greatest books in the giveaway, but you know they're free books, and so I'm glad that you were able to receive those. DC kind of hit a, or DC are kind of a three-hit pony. Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman. They have so many more characters they could push, but they continue with the same three. Right now, I think DC's in a situation where that's out of necessity because they've backed themselves into a corner sales wise where they just are not giving what their readers want, and what they're offering is not picking up new readers. I would argue that Marvel perhaps is in a similar situation, but that's on DC. And if you're going to continue to give people what they don't want, then you just have to accept the sales figures. And if anyone wants to say comics are thriving, they're not thriving at DC, and DC is relying on Batman too much. But I mean, the reason for that is because it's what's selling. And so I hope this dawn of the DC is a effort to kind of get back into what people liked about the DC universe. I feel like 52 was a similar situation. Yeah, it started off with a bang, but you were just not giving your DC fans what they wanted. And so when Rebirth came around, I mean, Rebirth just pushed out a whole bunch of great DC content at the time. We got Jonathan Kent as a kid. Superman's a dad now, and it worked. It was great. That's some of my favorite Superman books during that time period. Tomasi and Jurgens on Action Comics. You know, Tom King's Batman run started off real good. I'm not going to say it ended good, but I really wish DC had said, "Yeah, let's go with Catwoman and Batman getting married." You know, they could always do something to change it, but just for this little bit of period of time, we could have had, you know, a different Batman, a different perspective on Batman. But once again, that goes into the thing: are your readers going to accept it? So, I don't know. I don't know. And I like that you said that there was characters DC could push that with the wrestling terminology there. Aloha. You got me, bro. Okay, yeah. So, but yeah, that's all I meant by that. Martian Manhunter is such a great character. I wish they would do more. Such a fantastic backstory and essential Justice League member. I agree. And it's just gonna take. Oh my gosh, real people, real collectors. I don't know what's going on anymore. I did indulge. Fun books, fantastic, Biggie, awesome, man. Oops. I love that DC trailers are now showing the books that go with the new movies coming out. Oh, are they? I didn't know that. Okay, so one thing I hate in movies, maybe I'm the minority, but I hate, like in Shazam, that there's like Batman posters and stuff on the wall. Like, I hate that. Maybe I'm in the minority. It just seems weird. It just seems strange to me. I don't know. I don't like it. Ugh, Tom King. I agree. Like I said, I enjoyed Tom King's Mr. Miracle story for what it was. Keep it out of continuity, but like on its own, it's good. But that story didn't necessarily have to be Mr. Miracle and Big Barda because it was not a Mr. Miracle story. Big Barda was in there. Yeah, okay. Like you could have replaced that story with any two other characters. It just, you know, I don't know. I get it. I'd buy DC, but my shop says they can't order enough to sell. See, and that's what I'm talking about. DC has done it to themselves. They have not given, um, people what they want. So I love it. Fanboys in movies. I don't know. It takes me out of the moment. I guess it takes me out of the experience. That's crazy, and that's not the only shop, Biggie, that I've heard do that, where they just won't carry DC anymore. Not only because it doesn't sell enough, but like you said, because it to order it and whatever it just the cost is it's not a cost effective for their business, and it's crazy. It's crazy where we're going. We're going to comic book shops that are doing better selling manga. We're going to comic book shops that are doing better selling Pokemon cards, doing better selling pops, even though pops are kind of in a downturn. So I don't know. Batman is the only DC book I pick up. Once Green Lantern hits, I'll pick it up to see how it is. See, and that Green Lantern is such a heavy hitter. Green Lantern, Jeff Johns' Green Lantern run there from what, 05 to 2012. Just great, great, great stories, great books. I mean, and he kind of elevated Green Lantern to a point where he was right on par with Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Robin. Of course, the movie failed, and I don't think that did any favors as far as the perception of Green Lantern. And then the Flash TV show kind of elevated Flash, but I don't know, man. Sometimes you have to get out of your own way, and you've got to give people what they want. And so, yes, Geek Out with Roscoe got to run. I hope all you amazing humans have a fantastic day. I hope all you amazing real people humans have a fantastic day. I'm going to go ahead and run too. I need to eat and try to nap once again before I pick up Ollie from school. And then I've got to help him with some of his homework because he's got baseball practice today. And but thank you guys. Once again, for those who were here at the very, very, very beginning in the previous live stream, just a disaster. I accidentally cut that live stream short. Accidentally kicked everybody else. I kicked everybody out. But I'm thankful for everybody when I reopened the stream. Everybody that showed up, I appreciate it. Hawaiian 50 said I was up to 14 likes. I appreciate that, guys. Appreciate you guys hanging out on the Monday hangout on a Tuesday. I appreciate that, guys. So I'm going to read bottom tiers. I snuck back in. I'm hyper focused on purchasing. I picked up stuff with my favorite characters in it, and if I'm interested, I might follow that character company's event. Yeah, man, and that's what it is. I put a DCBS in order, discount comic book service. Put an order in. Of course, it's mainly focused on Superman, but that's to get my feet wet with current DC. Let me see if I like what they're doing, and then I'll branch off. I did that, and I did the Jeff Johns. What is it? His Justice Society book. I'm a big Jeff Johns mark. So yeah. Well, Boar, man, I appreciate you hanging out. Fantastic, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here and showing some love, man. Well, guys, I'm going to head out. Hope everybody has a great rest of their week. Hope everybody continuing to put out content. And like I said, I will try to watch it. Work has been rough. Every time I go in, I want to quit. And that is not a good mental place for me to be. But we'll weather this storm and see what's up. I'm going to let Ollie James take us out as Bigfoot. And then, yeah. It's doing it weird on my phone, so let Ollie James send it.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe.
Bye.
Say,
Bye. See you next time.
Love that kid. Thank you, guys. Appreciate the chat. Appreciate everybody leaving their comments. And well, let me leave with this. You summarized Tom King well. He has a story to tell, mostly his own, and is given a title character to tell it. Yeah, I think that is the case, man. And I don't know. And that's the problem with a lot of the writers nowadays. They're telling their own story through these characters that story maybe it shouldn't be told through them. But that's about it, guys. Have a great day. I will see you guys in your videos. I'll leave you comments, and I'll see you guys in the live chats. Have a good one.